Today's intro is brought to you by Pkwy Snowflakes from the Visa Guild. This is a Gilly replay. So you can see he's going with the pure damage build. I'll talk about that later. Magwell Pants, Destruction Helmet. He's got half Titan, half Wild Rose for penetration. I think it's better to just commit to either pure Titans or pure Wild Rose, not one or the other. And then Void on the chest piece, hoping that his opponent doesn't trigger a breakdown or he just one-slot busts and gets away safely. So a lot of great gems here. You can see what he's doing. Attack, attack. This might have been before the new gems. I didn't even see that. Anyway, so what you're going to see here is Gilly on the left gets the first strike, and Sagittarius and Nonviolent Resistance does trigger, which is a massive hit. That's 90% ignore defense, 60% ignore HP. And leadership-wise, it's like 1 to 4. 1,177 Tier 12 infantry versus 1,650 airships is like a 1 to 4 ratio. So watch this hit. He goes off, kills over 75. He does 300% of his troop damage, which is massive. If he would have killed, say, 500, that would have been about 1-for-1 trade. But instead, he kills 3-for-1. Normally, when you compare these kind of damages, you see like Vega hit Rogers, and he kills like a full slot, but it's like 1,700 versus 1,700. This was a completely different story. So this was a huge hit. Gilly is capable of these huge hits, and that's what the point of this video is today. Greetings, Commanders, and welcome to the Gilly Season 7 Commander Card video. Wow, what an amazing commander Gilly became. I mean, we always knew Gilly was kind of good, but a 40% guaranteed hit on an infantry commander wasn't anything special. Nekajiro had that, and really Stella was just triggering so much, it didn't really make sense to go with Gilly. But now that Tier 12 has such crazy stats, all of a sudden, Gilly's non-violent resistance and its ability to ignore up to 90% of your opponent's defense makes her incredibly good. So Gilly's back in the meta. The problem is Vega has 120% ignore defense, and then his extra 20% after zeros the defense goes at to extra damage. Hers only goes to 90%, which is still really good, but also she's an A commander, so she's a little more difficult to awaken. Vega's going to be awoken because he's a B commander to 600% dodge all the time. So you kind of have to use a guaranteed hit skill to hit him. But on the other hand, Gilly's basic 20% skill, which is actually 100% skill, disables your opponent from triggering gems in the first round, which kind of makes her immune to guaranteed hit skills if she puts a little dodge on. So all in all, and don't forget, technically infantry hit harder than airships. The terror space damage is a different story with Tier 12. I don't want to get into that right now. We'll talk about that later. But all around, Gilly is a better commander than Vega. She really is. The problem is just that Vega's cheaper to awaken, and that extra stat, 600% stats, is a really big deal. But for the first round, which is so important, she can disable jewels. And now she's been patched, so she disables the Andromeda jewels and the Cassiopeia and Cepheus jewels. So now, she is here to stay. She's a huge commander. So Gilly is the big infantry commander this season next to Nekajiro. There is a new penetration meta coming to play. We'll talk about that, but it's a return of Gilly event. So I wanted to do some release Gilly events. I want to show some Gilly replays, and I want to publicly release the commander card for Gilly. She is actually commander number... I'll get to that in a second here. But what I want to do is we've got to get our Gilly to S-Class. Now remember, during these events, you get credit for spending gold, but I have so many of these release 10 tokens, I'm just going to use these instead because there's no option to let us choose to spend gold instead, where when it's during a gold spend event, you'd probably like that option. I don't know. I made a suggestion about that a while back. They never got around to it. Anywho, it's a release 10 Gilly event, so we can finally get our Gilly to S-Class. I don't know why. I don't plan on maining Gilly yet. Maybe, I don't know. I've got the option now. Kind of wanted to main Pkwy for a while now that I'm tier 11. So let's get into it. Boom! We did not get Gilly. Now, if you're wondering why I'm having this silly pin on my hat, it's because I'm running out of pins, guys. We're trying to do a video a day. I've got piles of pins, but now I'm out. So if you want to send me new pins that I'll put on the hat for the videos, there's an address below. You can send stuff directly to me. If it's a pin, I'll put it in the hat. I'll put it in a video. I need more pins. So if you're sick of looking at this stupid cat, you know how to get rid of it. Okay, so I got 2 Megans there. Let's release another 10. I haven't checked how many Gilly medals I need, but it's quite a bit. I thought I'd get her really fast, so I wouldn't have to spend 10 minutes doing release 10s. But by the looks of it, it's not going so good. But hey, we did get a Rayman, a free A commander there. We'll take it. 3 Gaussian alloys. Very nice, very nice. Wasn't it used to be, didn't it used to only be 2? I thought it was only 2. Maybe they bumped it because of how difficult it is to awaken your S commanders. Could be. But still no Gilly. Not looking good. Do I need to double check that news? Was it supposed to be a release Gilly event, or am I reading that wrong? Oh god, how embarrassing would that be? And let's see if I have Gilly medals. Gilly medals. Oh, I actually don't have any Gilly medals, so I probably need the full thing with her. Oh boy, that's going to take a while. Here we go. So, I wonder, I should probably talk about kind of the evolving meta. So, as far as Gilly's concerned, you know, there isn't a shift going on in the meta right now. People want to play with the new gems like they should. They want to use tier 12 like they should. But in order to go toe-to-toe, especially in Galactic Battle where you are going to have to do that if you want to hold bases, you have to be able to take hits from tear space. And the best way to do that is to run the Fearless Pants, which have damage reduction, the Infantry Helmet that has damage reduction. Hey, a Cerberus, that's rare. And then you want to run pieces that preferably have hit points, defense pieces like a chess piece. Like you can run Tyrant, but it's pure defense. And if you run into a Vega, which you're going to this season, he's just going to ignore all those stats. So you're kind of better off using that new Shadow chess piece. And as far as weapons are concerned, you're always going to run damage on your weapons, so probably Titans. And then as far as gems are concerned, Gilly is going to get the benefits of Gemini and Sagittarius. Now, I don't know for 100% certainty that she gets the bonus from Gemini if she gets her strike and Gemini's it. She might get 2 super powered 90% ignored attacks like Vega does. I'm pretty sure she does. I should check the comments below. Someone who knows for sure, who has proof, put in the comments below. I'll super like it to make sure I'm not wrong there, because that would suck if Vega's breakdown worked on Gemini, but Gilly's skill didn't. That would be very bad. But it should. So you want Gemini, you want Sagittarius. If you do have room for a third gem, oh, there's our first Gilly. Finally, Gilly. Let's get a second Gilly in the same spin. If you do have enough room for a third gem, if you're going to be going Sagittarius Gemini, you probably are going to want to go with more damage, which is going to be hard to do. So if it's tier 12, you're probably going to have to go with, thinking, is that it? Is that it for infantry, Sagittarius Gemini? How come that doesn't feel right? I'm so used to tier 9, 10, and 11 that has dual troop type. If that's the case, Andromeda has the best stats plus damage penetration on the 3-set piece. There's another Gilly. Bring it home, girl. That's what I'm talking about. I only need, what, 6 more? Now we're getting into gold. But, yeah, so I lost my train of thought there. There, another Gilly, 3 in a row. The Andromeda 3-set has penetration on it, 10%, so that's probably worth getting just because of the stats. But you might find use for tier suppression if you get into smaller marches, which is probably not true in most tier 12 cases. Wow, is that 4 Gillies in a row? 4 in a row? I'm on a hot streak, boys. Just ignoring all those kids coming in. So yeah, now, wow, 5 in a row. What is going on? This is insane. I wonder if it has something to do with the fact that I was using the free tokens. Then when I started paying gold, it started giving them to me. If there's any proof to that theory, put it in the comments below. Dude, 6 in a row? What is going on here? I'm afraid to, like, get away from the screen, you know? Because, like, I feel like I'm on a roll. I feel like there's some luck involved. Keep it going, baby. Keep it going. 7 in a row? Yo, what is going on? I got this new video editing software. These aren't tricks, boys. This is the real thing. Oh, God, this cat is driving me...
Oh!
Well, the luck streak has been broken. Did I just set a record? Has anyone ever gotten more than...
7 in a row?
Oh, my God, my hat is naked. Can't have a naked hat, guys. That cat's driving me crazy. Guys, please send me more pins. I need different pins. I'm getting desperate. There's an address below. Okay. I offered to wear different pins one time. No one ever sent me any pins. There we go. All right, let's take a look at our Gilly medals, see how much further we have to go, and we'll finish up this commander card video. Remember, the commander card for Gilly is in the link below. Right there, download it from imgur.com. Remember, get the full-size image. If you don't get the full image, you won't get high def. You won't be able to see the texture of the text itself. It'll actually be all blurry. So, dang it, I did it again. All right, we got to go to items, got to go to other, and then we got to click on our Gillies. We have 420. We need one more. One more release Gilly. Dude, that was crazy. That was 7 in a row. 7 Gillies in a row. Wow. That only cost me 30,000 gold. Now, granted, I did have like 8 free releases. Boom, baby! That's what I'm talking about. Come on, Gilly. All right, we got an S-Class Gilly. That could be the next main. I don't know. All right, so we're still working on a new main. That's for another video. But we do finally have an S-Class Gilly. We'll go ahead and evolve her for this video, and then we'll do the final conclusion for Gilly, and then encourage people to share it with their guild. So here comes the evolution. Boom. Okay, she gets more clothes.
What?
It's the only commander in the game that when you evolve to S-Class gets more clothing. At least female, anyway. What's going on here? That's not the way these games are supposed to work. Usually the better the armor, the higher the tier, the less clothing. We've been robbed, boys. We've been robbed. Open a support ticket. Let them know we are not pleased. Okay, so the bottom line with Gilly is... Let's grab her commander card. You know, I could do better. I can do better than that. Okay, let's do... Can I do better than that? No, because I'm a dummy who didn't download it first. Okay. So the first intro text at the top here is basically just like explaining where Gilly sits in the meta. So you don't have to watch a 10-minute video to kind of get caught up. You just kind of read it real quick. And then on the right is the gear suggestions. I'm suggesting Valkyrie and the new Wrath item because with tier 12, you really want that survivability. Notice how the text gets better when you download it. So Wrath of the Skies is fantastic. It has less HP than the Valkyrie helmet, but it also has damage reduction. That damage reduction works directly on tear space. And as powerful as tear space is, being able to reduce the damage, 20% here, and then another, 20% on the pants, you can really weaken airships a lot. So a Virgo, a couple total damage reductions, and if you're a Walker Commander, some crit with her, you can really soften airships. That's kind of something that hasn't been talked about, but it's coming. The meta is changing. So, if you want to go pure glass cannon build, yeah, go with an Eye of Abyss on the helm, or go with a Devastation helmet for pure damage. That's up to you. Personally, I think if you're a tier 12, you have to go with that extra HP for the tear space. So that's that. As far as damage is concerned, Double Titans, pretty obvious choice there. Obviously, attack in the gem slots. That's all covered in the text. Chess piece, you can go Void just for the dodge. Hopefully, with Gilly, they don't trigger gems. I should probably put Void there instead of Shadow, but I like the HP. I like the resistance weaken, and frankly, when you go up against a Vega, your biggest concern is getting hit by a breakdown, and Shadow just brings so much more survival to the plate than a Void does. That extra dodge is totally useless if you get hit by a guaranteed hit skill. But, it's up to you. Decide what's best for you. If you tend to go against commanders that rely on gems for guaranteed hit, then it might be better for you. Maybe you have 2 sets of gear. Mix it up if you're a super baller. And then as far as pants are concerned, Fearless just for the survival and HP. Survival for the tear space, HP for the avoiding breakdown because Vega is a big part of the meta. Or you can go Magiwell pants if you want to just go for pure glass cannon build. So really nothing changes here. If you want to go glass damage, get Magiwell pants and Destruction helmet. If you want to go more of a balanced or tier 12 build, use the Wrath of the Stars or Valkyrie and the Fearless pants. And that's Gilly in the modern meta. That is the infantry commander to watch. That's who we're going to be seeing. There is a resurgence of Stella and penetration weapons coming on, but Gilly with Sagittarius Gemini is really manageable for a lot of players that are like tier 11, just breaking tier 12, that don't have 40 plus everything, who don't have 4 pieces of gems per item. So 2 sets of gems, 3 sets of gems with Sagittarius, Gemini, and Andromeda is going to be really manageable. Very good commander for them. Honestly, one of the funnest commanders to play in the game, right there with Nekajiro because of how cheap he is. So, I don't know. Gilly's amazing. Gilly is amazing. Probably one of the most overlooked commanders coming into Season 7. But now with Tier 12 the way it is, she is a staple in the current meta. So, that's her card. If you want to download it and share it with your guild, check the description below for that image. Sometimes I change them because I mess things up. But share it with your guild. If you want the other commander cards, just ask around, ask me personally. I'll release them here and there. They're big files, so I don't dump all of them. They're usually like 2 to 3 megs, which is quite a bit of data for a lot of people that work remotely or don't have Wi-Fi. So, yeah, that's available. The only thing I didn't add was she is commander number 4. 04. There you go. All right. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. My name is Melt. Send me some pins, boys. The address is in the freaking description below.